Willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge Baldurs geht 3. Es geht jetzt an dieser Folge in Akt 3 rein. Wir sind mit den verfluchten Landen fertig.
The Absolute's armies are on the march, and Baldur's Gate is their target.
Auf geht's. Irgendjemand hier quatschen. Was sagst du, Shadowheart?
You wanted something?
Fühlt ihr euch?
Do you really need to ask? I'm sorry. I have a lot on my mind. The shadow fell. Night song. I can think of little else.
Nachtlied ist euch eine Erklärung schuldig.
Yes. I'm counting on it. I have little else to turn to. The sooner I speak to Nightsong, the sooner I'll know what the future holds for me. Assuming I have a future at all.
Safe. Starion.
What can I do for you, my friend?
Was wollt ihr wegen Cazadors Ritual unternehmen?
Before anything else, I need to know where it's happening. To the public, Cazador is an ordinary noble. A little reclusive, perhaps, but just another of the great and the good of Baldur's Gate. He has a grand palace on the hills of the gate, where he hosts the city's high society. I don't know if he'd perform the ritual there. It feels too public. He'd risk exposure.
Wir sollten uns in der Stadt umhören. Vielleicht hat jemand etwas gehört.
I hope so. Because I am not striking another deal with Raphael. Knows what he'd demand this time. But if the citizens of Baldur's Gate don't know anything, my brothers and sisters might. Cazador is a master of secrets, but the other spawn must have seen something.
Das werden wir rausfinden.
You wish to consult me?
Ihr müsst froh sein, dass Ketheric tot ist.
I take no pleasure in his passing. Whatever faults he may have had, Ketheric was a great leader.
Früher vielleicht, aber das ist lange her. Der Mann, den wir getötet haben, war ein bitteres altes Fossil.
Life was crueler to him than death. It is no great wonder that he found his strength in Merkel. I believe he was an honorable man, but the gods used him as their plaything. First, Shah and her sister, then the three behind the Absolute. I sympathize.
Ihr seid manchmal überraschend weichherzig.
It is a sharp mind that feels sympathy for one who suffers unnecessarily, not a soft heart. I saw strength in Ketheric that had been diluted by pain, but I will never forgive him for handing me to Orin. For that, I hope Merkel hollows out his bones and lets them be dust.
Wann seid ihr dem Kult der Absoluten zum ersten Mal begegnet?
A true soul came to my city preaching a message of togetherness, accompanied by two novices. Menzoberranzan is not fertile ground for such messages. I killed them and hanged their bodies in my garden.
Und doch haben sie euch rekrutiert.
Recruited. You could call it that. I intended to wage war on their god and the rest of its presumptive followers. Even as the flesh sagged and sloughed away from their eyeless skulls, their audacity infuriated me. I had to know where they came from. And whoever sent them was counting on my curiosity overcoming my caution.
Ihr hättet sie gefangen nehmen und verhören sollen.
In a manner of speaking, I did. The dead cough up their secrets just as well as the living. All it took was a simple act of necromancy, and the corpses told me where I needed to strike. Moonrise Towers.
Scheint habt ihr nicht besonders nachdrücklich angegriffen, der Turm steht noch.
Despite Ketheric's best efforts, so are we. And we shall outlast the immortal general and his tower.
Haben wir
But
schon.
he had the upper hand when we first met. I was arrogant enough to believe I had the better of him. As it turned out, to my shame, I was defeated without even drawing my weapon. I came to Moonrise with a retinue of warriors and assassins, the best House Bainray had to offer. I expected a battle, but found a fully laden feast table and a welcome befitting a house matron. Ketheric expected us, expected me, and I fell for his flattery.
Oh, das ist verständlich. Schließlich dachte ihr, ein solches Willkommen verdient zu haben.
Perhaps I deserved what came after the welcome as well. Ketheric proposed an alliance between Moonrise and Menzoberranzan. I admit I was captivated by him. He invited me to the head of his table as his guest of honor. I was wary, of course. If I had been in his position, the food would have been poisoned. It was not the food I should have been wary of. It was the pale woman at the foot of the table. Orin the Red. We had barely begun to eat when she spoke for the first time. I only caught one word, my name. Then, quick as lightning, she climbed onto the table, a dagger in each hand, and skipped toward me, slicing the throats out of my men as she passed them.
Ja, sie klingt ja reizend.
Few things frighten me. Orin is one of them. Ketheric held me still. His hand on my shoulder, the grip tight enough to crack the bone. When Orin stood before me, she touched the dagger to my eye, drawing out a tear of blood. I want this one, she said. Ketheric nodded his permission, and I was taken below. You've seen the horrors of the colony. Orin kept me there for days. She forced me to watch as my men were processed. Some for food, others as thralls. And then she placed the tadpole in my eye herself.
Ihr wart zu gutgläubig.
I was. I deserved what happened to me. For my passivity. For my weakness. For my pride. You know the rest as well as I do. There were massacres before the Grove. Religious communities mostly. Those who refused to convert. Then there was you. And now there is freedom. Soon there will be vengeance.
Ich muss mit euch über eine private Angelegenheit reden, da wird es immer noch nichts
Then
geben, oder?
speak.
Ne.
Very well.
Okay, also ihre Geschichte ist halt echt krass. Auch schon beim letzten Playthrough. Das ist echt heftig, wie die da hingekommen ist.
What do you know about me? You spoke of my past, being chased by wolves. I told no one about that. Almost no one. But I certainly didn't share that with you.
There is nothing I can tell you that you do not already know yourself. They trained you well, trained you hard. Chiseled away any part of you that did not fit their plan. They made you forget.
I chose to do that. For the mission to protect Shaz.
Secrets. Yes, yes, that is an old song, girl. Your goddess cares more for her precious secrets than she does her devotees.
Get to the point.
When you freed me, you severed a bond between me and that dog, Thorm. A bond of pain. His, inflicted on me. When I laid eyes on you, I sensed a similar bond. You, tethered to two others. Someplace distant. Let me help you remember.
You feel Shadowheart's mind tug at the edges of your own. You know this sensation. She wants you to see whatever is about to be revealed.
Dein Geist im Gefühl öffnen.
Your mind joins with Shadowheart's. Something pulls at you both, bringing you elsewhere.
Die Wahrheit.
What? Who was that man?
You already know. Did you not see yourself in him? Do you not recognize your own blood?
My father. That was him.
That is him. He lives still. And your mother, too.
No. It can't be. I'm an orphan.
And who told you that? Your adoptive family? You are not to blame. You were young, impressionable. They took you because they wanted to break and remake you. But you are a child no longer. You are a woman. One who knows what must be done.
My parents. I need to save them.
Ich helfe euch.
Your parents are with your abductors. You will need to return to their lair. But be warned. You may have once thought of them as comrades, mentors, friends, even lovers. They will all be enemies now. You have been forewarned for what is to come. But not yet forearmed.
Sturm zusehen.
The spear. How do you have it? I threw it into the Shadowfell.
Shar is quick to discard whatever she has no use for. I think you know that well enough. But I felt it call to me as I took flight. Whatever Shar calls her own, Selûne has equal claim to. They are one and the same. Their power is matched and mirrored. Take it. You will find it useful. What you do with it, that will be up to you. Same as before.
I'll need every advantage, it seems. Thank you.
A debt repaid. You returned my life unto me. Now go and claim your own.
It hurts.
Shar torments you still. What a spiteful creature she is. This will not stop until you take action. See that your parents' sacrifices are not in vain. Allow the Moon Maiden to guide you at last.
Alright.
Best get going.
Ja, ein paar Rüstungen haben wir auch noch drin. Die werden wir gar nicht alle loswerden. Jetzt schon voll. Dann müssen wir dann bald durchs Tor schauen.
Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much.
Nein, nicht verkaufen, what the fuck. Ah, Shadowheart.
I've been lied to. My whole life. And I was gullible enough to just believe it. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shah denied to me.
Was auch immer ihr tun müsst, ich werde an eurer Seite sein.
Thank you. But I want you to refrain from foolish heroics. When the time comes, we'll be entering a nest of vipers. I couldn't bear to lose you. Not after everything. We'd better press on for now, and hope we're ready when the moment comes. But before that, there's one thing I need to see to.
Soll ich mir Sorgen machen?
You'll see for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me.
Ich möchte über unsere Beziehung
Of
sprechen.
course.
Darf ich euch einen Kuss geben?
I thought you'd never ask.
Hihi. Alright.
So, it's a quest to free Shadowheart's parents, is it? And here I was, worried I'd be the only one with a difficult family reunion waiting in the city.
There you are. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Come closer.
Näher treten.
Feel my voice rattle your bones as I proclaim our victory. Moon Maiden Seluna, hear me. Ketheric Thorm, traitor, apostle of Merkel, is dead at last. Blessings upon the slayer of the Wicked One.
Ich bin ein echter Schlechter, was? Ich habe einiges getan, worauf ich nicht stolz bin, doch hierauf bin ich stolz, auf uns.
We are a powerful party indeed. Faerun itself trembles at our touch.
Es gibt noch sehr viel, was ich nicht über euch weiß, Dame Elend.
Pray, ask, and I will tell.
Seid ihr wirklich die Tochter der Selûne?
Do I not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory? There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb.
Würde eure Mutter uns im Kampf gegen die Toten 3 beistehen?
Why, she already has. She has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aelin. So mighty are her wonders, her great wisdom. Together we will set this fair land free of tyranny and murder.
Nicht in diesem Playthrough. Das wird nochmal ein bisschen übel. Ziemlich übel, nicht nur ein bisschen. Zwischen Isobel und euch gibt es wohl eine lange Vorgeschichte.
A century of it. I have mourned her every day these 100 years. When I saw Ketheric had made her live again, made her his thrall. Lo, my gorge did swell. Isabel is the love of my eternal life. I adored her from the moment I beheld her sweet face. Her great, wise eyes. But her father Ketheric distrusted me from the first. He did not fancy an immortal for Isabel's mate. I understood. I respected his concerns. But our love was stronger than a father's reservations. When Isabel died, curse the day, the hour, we were each of us agonized. But Ketheric's pain could be touched by no aid, no boundary. He turned to wretched Shah, the Lady of Loss, for relief. And she whispered into his ear, poisoning his mind. He and his loathsome advisor, Balthazar, lured me into the Shadowfell. Claimed they'd found someone in need of my aid. There, they trapped me in their infernal cage. I was killed, murdered, made dead over and over and over by justiciars of every make and kind. I was reborn, for it is my nature. And Ketheric fed upon my immortality all the while. Now he is dead, and his twisted facsimile of sweet Isabel returned to the grave. I'd give anything for one more day with her. The real her. Alas, I will live my life for us both.
Sag mal so, zum Glück weiß sie nichts, ne? Das ist halt auch hier schon wieder die reinste Verarsche, ne? Dasselbe wie letzter Playthrough mit der Chahira, wo wir sie belogen haben. Da haben wir alle getötet im Gasthaus und haben sie dann verarscht, dass wir das gar nicht waren. So ähnlich ist es jetzt ja hier mit Isobel und die gute Aelin. Bodenlos, Alter.
Quite the cozy setup you have here. I'll just make myself comfortable. Thank you so much.
Mal weiter.
Ketheric is defeated, the path ahead clear. You should be elated. But the sight of the land you leave behind does nothing to alleviate your sorrow.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the Flaming Fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping and yes sir, no sir, rip and cut your throat, sir. Your plan is falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the Prism Bearers to kill Ketheric. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
My prodigal bloodkin is among them.
Verlorenes Geschwisterkind.
Barely. I made mince of their ugly mind matter. And if they dare return, I will strip out their offal.
Mein verlorenes Geschwisterkind. What the fuck? Also wie ich es gesagt hatte.
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence, one sleep away. Hier mal wieder die Whittles.
The gate is closed, as is Cazador. Cazador and his rite of profane ascension. An imperial soiree, attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master. And elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem. The world will yearn to kneel and offer their necks.
Wir müssen ihn unverzüglich aufhalten.
We will kill him, but there's more to it. Think about it. It sounds like Cazador, for all his evils, has gotten further than any of my kind ever have. He's on the verge of a miracle. If the time comes and I can stay one move ahead of him, I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor.
Ich weiß nicht so recht. Raphael sagt, dass die schwarze Messe ebenso dämonisch wie tödlich ist.
Doesn't it sound delightful? For the lucky little vampire on the winning side. After 200 years of shit, pure shit! I think I deserve something better.
Verdammt richtig.
We'll be glorious, both you and I. You'll have your day too. Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into Cazador's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more and be finally positioned for yours truly to ascend.
Ich werde euch dabei zur Seite stehen.
My, you sweetheart. Then there isn't a moment to waste. If we don't find my brethren, they'll find us, likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk.
Pretty?
Unless Cazadors change their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey.
It does not surprise me that Shadowheart's faith was based on a lie. Deception is the sum of Shah's design.
Ich frage mich, was sie über unsere Gefährten
A
denkt.
disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you have anyone particular in mind?
Wie kommt ihr mit Lizelle aus?
I have encountered few Githyanki in my life. Those that I did were raiders. They croaked out pleas for mercy in their alien tongue as they died. Meeting Leidenschaft makes me wish I knew more of their culture.
Na ja. Es überrascht mich nicht, dass ihr euch zu außerweltlichen Plünderern hingezogen fühlt. Gif und Drow, die Lord verschworen sind, haben viel gemeinsam. Warum bittet ihr Lizelle nicht, euch davon zu erzählen?
I did. She told me that she has nothing to teach that cannot be learned through observation of her prowess in combat. Perhaps she is right. She certainly cuts a striking figure in battle. There is a precision to her ferocity that I admire.
Also sagen wir mal, das mit den Gemeinsamkeiten
To
da.
one who only sees the surface of things, perhaps. You should look deeper. There is a fanaticism in the Loth swarm that lends itself to chaos. They turn their blades on one another as readily as on outsiders. The Gith have stricter hierarchies and stronger commitment to a single cause. Some, like Leidenschaft, question that cause. But even so, she retains the discipline of her training.
Was haltet ihr von Astarion?
He's been deprived of freedom and strong blood for so long that he is addicted to both. While those addictions have their hold on him, he is still a slave.
Seid ihr besorgt, ihr könnt euer Blut trinken?
No. He is well aware that I would exsanguinate him entirely if he flashed his fangs at me.
Solange er lebt, wird der Sklave seines Blutdursts sein.
And while you live, You'll be enslaved to your appetites and hungers. We all feed on something, and if we are deprived of it, we will fight for it. But Astarion is not only bound to his needs and desires, he is still bound to something more powerful. His master, he will only be free when Cazador is dead. And that is as it should be. When the time comes, we must hope that he does not only take Cazador's long life, but the power that has sustained him as well.
Mich interessiert, was ihr über Schatten jetzt zu sagen habt.
It would have been better for us had she embraced Shah and claimed the power of the goddess. But it is better for Shadowheart to be free of that poisonous influence.
Ich dachte, das Dogma der Scheriten würde euch gefallen. Ist das einfach abgebrochen? Okay. Konnte nichts mehr machen. Frech.
Why, hello, lover. That sounded more debonair in my head, I'll admit. Do you need something?
Beziehung
Of course.
reden. Wie fühlt ihr
Not
euch?
sure what to feel. My parents are alive, and I need to save them. I'm lucky to have you by my side. I don't think I could face what's to come otherwise. Very serious of you,
Besonderes.
but go ahead.
Geht es
Not
euch?
sure what to feel.
Selbe, was
My
rauskommt?
parents are
Okay.
alive.
Dann ist nichts Neues mehr. Und Laser.
Shadowheart was no true child of Shah, merely a captive. She must have her vengeance.
Der Ausbildungsraum der Krippe war aufschlussreich. Sind GIF-Ausbilder immer so brutal?
My own Savage would never have threatened a youngling. A waste of time and energy. The pupils themselves culled the weak from their ranks. I myself felled 4 of my own classmates once Kalir had 100 times circled Tyrell.
Das ist unglaublich. Ich bezweifle nicht, dass sie es verdient hatten.
Of course. My people have no use for cowards. Every trainee that I slayed was either too weak to withstand the lessons, or was cocky enough to pick a fight they could never win. They underestimated me, so they paid the price. The Githyanki are only as powerful as their weakest warrior. Jaquith de Venzir, the termination of the frail, strengthens us.
Alright.
The events of the last days weigh heavily upon you. Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so full. The Absolute is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the Dead Three. They mean to use it to take control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain, and by extension the chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers. This would have been your fate too, were it not for the astral prison and the mysterious visitor inside of it. With her help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is. A plan of conquest orchestrated by the gods of death themselves. Together, you have the power to thwart the Dead Three. If you follow this path to its end, the Elder Brain will not answer to the Chosen. It will answer to you. And what then? You are prone to impulses as uncontrollable as the gods themselves. Will you even have a say in what you do? Will you liberate the true souls from their parasites and their religious delusions? Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes?
Ich werde die Welt mit einer Brutalität erstürmen, die sie noch nie zuvor erlebt hat.
Your blood swims hot at the very prospect. You will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep. But sleep is not for you.
Hear me. Gather. The reckoning is upon us. The city thirsts for domination. March. Join. Power.
We're under attack. Help me.
My victims await.
I know what to do.
Und tschüss.
I'm under attack.
The softest.
Hurry! I can't hold them back alone.
Ready for battle.
Don't want to think about what my eye is itching.
I need you now.
Ach, leck mich doch.
Time to press ahead.
Oh, die wird fliegen. Tschüss.
What's next, I wonder?
Unleash me.
Let's finish this. No mercy.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
Digga.
Your faith will guide me.
The skull. Come to the skull.
No time to rest. All right then.
So the demonic figures we saw with Gift Yankee all along.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
Das gesessen.
Can't afford to let up.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
Das ist doch so lächerlich.
I can't hold them off
Instant
much
im
longer.
Ausrutschen immer.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
Trust no one.
All right. What now?
Before you do anything, I am your ally. We are in danger.
A mind flare? What's going on here?
The Githyanki is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me.
Beweist mir, dass ihr seid, wer ihr sagt.
You saved the Asima Night Song from her soul cage. You let me live last time you were here, though it brought Blackith's wrath upon you. Your continued existence as yourself, and not a mind flayer, should be proof you need. Now, help me.
Versuchen die Gedanken des Gedankenstillers zu lesen.
Despite your best attempts to be subtle, the mind flare's awareness is everywhere. You blunder in its presence like a warg pup learning to walk.
You must be joking. I am telling you my thoughts directly into your head. But if you insist on taking a look for yourself, be my guest.
Nothing in your colorful existence to date could have prepared you for this. As the horror subsides, you are left with only one coherent thought. You must do whatever you can to subdue the Githyanki.
Happy? Now, join me. Fight!
Let's go.
Together, we can turn
Sehr gut.
On the way.
Du fort. Ja, das hat gesessen, ne?
Destroy the honor guard.
So teilt man das Mönch aus, Bitch. Direkt gelähmt, Alter, so lächerlich. Scheiße. Das ist schlecht.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Alles klar.
Yes.
Ja, da scheiß drauf. ist nicht gut. Hast du auch schon mal Geschichte? Let's fucking go.
Don't look at me like that. I am a mind flayer, yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the Absolute.
Of all the things to be indebted to, a bloody mind flayer.
Alright, wir machen dann hier in der nächsten Folge weiter. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zuschauen. Bis dorthin, haut rein, euer VaultGamerYT. Ciao.